Have you ever looked at your calendar, not just glanced at it, but really looked at it, and realized that what's written there is a mirror of your life? Every hour, every task, every promise, that's your destiny inked in time. The calendar doesn't lie. It shows whether you're building a life or wasting one. Rohn once said, "Don't start the week until it's finished on paper." That means your calendar isn't just a reminder of where you have to be. It's your personal declaration of what matters most. If something's not on your calendar, it's not a priority. And if everything's on it, you have no priorities at all. Protect your calendar like it's gold, because in truth, it's more valuable than gold. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose things and replace them, but lose your time. And it's gone forever. Time is the only currency that never comes with a refund policy. Think about it, most people guard their wallet tighter than they guard their day. They'll say no. To a stranger asking for $5, but yes, to anyone who asks for an hour. What's more valuable, your cash or your calendar? Gold can appreciate, but one disciplined hour can multiply your life 100-fold. You see, your schedule is a reflection of your standards. If your days are filled with distractions, your life will be too. If your time is spent on purpose, your future will shine with results. The calendar doesn't shape you, you shape it first. And then it shapes you back. Rohn used to remind us, either you run the day or the day runs you. And that's the truth. If your calendar is empty, it doesn't mean you're free. It means you're drifting. The most successful people in the world don't fill their days with noise. They fill them with intention. They say no 10 times more often than they say yes. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to your dreams. Every careless commitment is a withdrawal from your bank of potential. You can't say yes to everything and still expect to win. Winners guard their time like it's sacred ground, because it is. If you ever feel overwhelmed, it's not because you have too much to do. It's because you've let too many things in that don't belong. Protect your calendar from thieves. Not just people, but also habits, procrastination, and distractions disguised as opportunities. A gold miner doesn't dig every inch of land. He digs where the value lies. Treat your calendar the same way. Every entry should be an investment in your future, not an escape from your present. And when you start to protect your time like that, your life transforms. You start moving with purpose. You wake up knowing what matters. You begin to design your days instead of drifting through them. Because here's the ultimate truth. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. Protect your calendar, not because it's a planner, but because it's your proof that you're serious about your dreams. Your calendar is not just a notebook filled with dates and scribbles. It's a living, breathing story of your life in motion. Every square, every hour, every appointment is a decision. It's not ink on paper. It's your destiny scheduled out in blocks of time. What you write on your calendar reveals who you are becoming. It's a window into your priorities, your habits, and your vision. People often say, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. But Rohn would tell you, show me your calendar, and I'll show you your destiny, because your calendar doesn't lie. It silently tells the truth about what you value most. You see, most people treat their calendar like a casual reminder system, a tool to help them remember birthdays, meetings, or errands. But champions, the people who build empires, treat their calendar like a sacred document. They design it before life designs them. They don't fill it randomly. They fill it intentionally. Every hour is pre-decided. Every moment has meaning. Because they understand that time is the great equalizer. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but not everyone assigns them the same worth. The difference between mediocrity and mastery often hides in how you treat your time. Imagine this. You're given a chest filled with pure gold coins, and you're told that every day you'll get exactly 24 coins. No more, no less. Each coin represents 1 hour of your life. Once you spend it, it's gone forever. Would you toss those coins away carelessly? Would you let others decide where to spend them? Or would you guard them fiercely, investing them only in things that multiply their value, in learning, creating, building, growing, and loving? Your calendar is that chest. Each hour you spend is a coin you'll never see again. That's why Jim Rohn said, don't start the week until it's finished on paper. Because if you don't assign your hours purpose, someone else will assign them for you. And that's what most people miss. The world is full of distractions, emails, messages, endless demands. And if you don't protect your schedule, the world will invade it. You'll become busy without being productive, active without being effective. You'll spend your days reacting instead of creating. That's not living, that's surviving. A well-guarded calendar is your shield against chaos. It's not about being rigid. It's about being responsible for your own time. When you look at the lives of great achievers, people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, or even Jim Rohn himself, one common thread ties them together. They had a profound respect for their time. They didn't treat it casually. They scheduled thinking time, learning time, growth time. They understood that time, once lost, cannot be reclaimed. That's why every day for them was a masterpiece in progress. Every block of time was a brushstroke on the canvas of their destiny. But here's where the secret lies. It's not enough to fill your calendar. The true power is in what you fill it with. Don't just fill it with tasks. Fill it with transformation. Don't just record your obligations, record your opportunities. Your calendar should tell a story of who you're becoming, not just what you're doing. If your schedule is filled with things that drain you instead of driving you, then you're building a life by default, not by design. Jim Rohn taught that you don't get paid for the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to that hour. That means your calendar isn't a list of time slots. It's a list of value slots. Every hour should produce something meaningful: growth, connection, creation, or contribution. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But that's not freedom. That's chaos. True freedom is discipline. It's the ability to control your calendar instead of letting it control you. It's saying no to what doesn't move you forward so you can say a powerful yes to what does. When you begin to treat your calendar with reverence, something amazing happens. Your life starts to gain rhythm. You move from random activity to intentional progress. You stop chasing everything and start attracting what truly matters. Every great life is built from great days, and great days are built from great hours. You can't build a magnificent future from wasted minutes. The small choices on your calendar to read instead of scroll, to create instead of complain, to focus instead of drift, these tiny decisions compound over time. They quietly sculpt your destiny. People often look at someone successful and say, they got lucky. But luck is simply the intersection of preparation and opportunity. And preparation lives on your calendar. Your calendar is also a mirror. It reflects what you believe about yourself. If your calendar is filled with things that serve others but never nurture you, it means you've forgotten that your own growth is the foundation for everything else. You can't pour from an empty cup. Schedule time to sharpen your mind, to rest, to dream. Because when you protect your time, you protect your energy, and when you protect your energy, you protect your potential. So, take another look at your calendar today. Don't just see appointments, see commitments. Don't just see meetings, see moments of growth. Every blank space is a decision waiting to happen. Every line written is a seed planted in your future. What kind of harvest are you preparing for? The truth is simple but profound. The quality of your calendar determines the quality of your life. If you fill your days with purpose, your years will be filled with progress. If you fill your hours with learning, your future will overflow with earning, not just in money, but in wisdom, joy, and freedom. Treat every day as if it were gold dust slipping through your fingers, because it is. And once you start protecting your calendar like it's gold, you'll discover that time isn't just something you spend, it's something you build with. People don't really steal your time, you give it away. You hand it over when you fail to guard your calendar, when you say yes to everything that comes your way, when you allow others to decide how your day unfolds. Time is not taken, it's surrendered piece by piece in every unguarded moment. Most people walk through life unaware of how freely they give away the most valuable thing they own. You wouldn't let someone walk into your house and take your wallet, but you'll let them take your afternoon. You'll give them your focus, your peace, your energy, and for what? For approval, for comfort, for avoiding the awkwardness of saying no. Every time you do that, you trade a piece of your life for something that doesn't serve you. Rohn often said, either you run the day, or the day runs you. And if you don't protect your time, the day, and everyone in it, will take full control. People don't intentionally try to rob you of your dreams, but they will if you let them. They'll fill your hours with their emergencies, their distractions, their priorities, until one day you look back and realize you've been busy living someone else's life. The truth is, time thieves don't always look like enemies. Sometimes they look like opportunities, social invitations, or small favors. But every unplanned yes is a quiet surrender. We live in a world where being busy is mistaken for being important. People fill their calendars with endless meetings, calls, and commitments, believing they're making progress. But business isn't the same as productivity. You can run all day and still end up in the same place if you're running in circles. Protecting your calendar means being ruthless about what truly matters. Every hour you give should have a purpose. Every commitment should be aligned with your goals, your growth, and your values. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't belong. When you fail to protect your calendar, your time becomes open territory. Anyone can step in and plant their agenda. You become reactive instead of proactive, always responding, rarely creating. And before long, your dreams start to fade behind the noise of everyone else's requests. Think about it. How many times have you planned to work on something meaningful, only to get interrupted by a call, a message, or a favor that just takes a minute? But that minute multiplies. It becomes 10, then 30, then the whole day. Distraction doesn't steal time in hours. It steals it in fragments until there's nothing left. Rohn believed that the key to success wasn't just managing time. It was valuing it. You can't manage what you don't respect. Most people treat their time like it's limitless, like they'll always have another chance to get things done, to start that project, to make that call. But time isn't renewable. Once spent, it's gone. That's why the people who achieve extraordinary things aren't necessarily smarter or luckier. They simply value their time differently. They protect their hours like treasures. They understand that saying isn't selfish, it's strategic. Every no to distraction is a yes to your destiny. Every time you protect your schedule from unnecessary noise, you buy yourself freedom. The freedom to focus, to create, to grow. People who accomplish great things don't have more hours than you. They just don't give them away as easily. They draw boundaries not to shut people out, but to keep their purpose in. Because if you don't defend your time, the world will claim it by default. There's a quiet tragedy in how casually we treat our days. We agree to things we don't care about. We attend events we don't need to be at. We scroll through distractions, convincing ourselves that it's just for a moment. But moments add up. The hours you give to meaningless things are the hours you steal from your own potential. You can't create a meaningful life with a careless calendar. Discipline is the ultimate act of self-respect. When you block time for what matters, your growth, your goals, your loved ones, and guard it fiercely, you're telling the world, my time is sacred. The most powerful people in the world are not those with packed schedules. They're the ones who control their schedules. They leave space to think, to rest, to create. They know that an open hour on the calendar isn't wasted. It's wisdom. Because in that hour, clarity is born. Inspiration strikes. Great ideas take shape. You can't have insight when your day is overcrowded. A full schedule doesn't equal a full life. Sometimes it's a sign of emptiness disguised as importance. You have to train people how to treat your time. If you always say yes, you teach them that your time has no boundaries. If you let interruptions rule your day, you teach them that your attention is free. But when you guard your calendar, when you set clear limits, you teach the world to respect your focus. You don't have to be rude, just firm. Every minute you give away too easily is a message to your future self that your dreams can wait. But your dreams are impatient. They need your time now. Think about how differently your life could look if you treated every hour like a deposit in your future. What if every meeting, every task, every conversation had intention behind it? You'd start to feel powerful, not pulled. Purposeful, not pressured. Protecting your time doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means investing in yourself. It means understanding that your calendar is the blueprint of your destiny, and only you should hold the pen. People don't steal your time. They only take what you offer freely. The power is in your hands, in your choices, in your ability to say, this matters. That doesn't. Every day, you're writing your story in hours and minutes. Make sure it's a story worth telling. Because when you finally decide to guard your calendar with courage and clarity, you'll discover that the world doesn't fall apart when you say, it finally makes space for you to build the life you were meant to live. Success belongs to those who treat every appointment, every minute, like it's a deposit in their future wealth account. Every moment of your day is either an investment or an expense. You're either building value or losing it. The hours you spend aren't just passing. They're compounding, quietly shaping who you'll become. Jim Rohn often reminded us that success isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by the person you become. And who you become is built in the minutes most people throw away. Think of your life as a bank and time as your currency. Every day, you're given one for 40 minutes, no more, no less. What you do with them determines the size of your future wealth, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. The people who achieve greatness understand that every minute holds potential value. They spend their time the way the wise invest money. Carefully, consciously, and with long-term growth in mind. They know that every meeting, every habit, every conversation is either an asset or a liability. Nothing is neutral. The difference between success and mediocrity isn't found in talent or luck. It's found in how people treat their time. Some people waste minutes as if they'll always have more. Others protect them like gold, turning small actions into massive results. The truth is, success doesn't appear all at once. It grows in the quiet spaces of consistent effort. Every minute you dedicate to learning, planning, or improving adds interest to your future. Every minute you waste on distraction is like throwing coins into the wind, gone unrecoverable. Jim Rohn said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better, boss. And getting better doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design, by intentional use of time. When you begin to view your calendar as a ledger of investments, everything changes. You start asking yourself, is this hour going to give me a return? You stop saying yes to meaningless meetings, to idle scrolling, to gossip and excuses. You start guarding your focus because you finally realize that your attention is your most expensive currency. Every successful person you admire, every entrepreneur, artist, or leader, built their empire one disciplined minute at a time. They turned ordinary hours into extraordinary outcomes by being deliberate with how they spent them. They knew that success is not built in the spotlight, but in the solitude of scheduled effort. You don't become great in the moment of recognition. You become great in the hours of preparation that no one sees. Every block of focused time is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. When you treat your minutes like deposits, procrastination becomes too costly to afford. You start to feel the weight of wasted time not as guilt, but as awareness. You begin to understand that every delay compounds into a deficit. One lazy hour here, one distracted day there, and soon the balance of your life account starts running low. But when you discipline your time, when you fill your calendar with purpose, driven action, the opposite happens. Momentum builds. Each good habit pays dividends. Each moment of discipline compounds into mastery. Your calendar is not just a tool. It's your portfolio of priorities. What's written there tells the truth about what you value most. If your days are filled with empty meetings, you're investing in mediocrity. If they're filled with learning, strategy, creativity, and contribution, you're investing in greatness. You can always tell a person's future by how they spend their present. The wealthy, the wise, the fulfilled, they don't wait for time, they use it. They treat every minute like it's a seed that can grow into something bigger. There's a hidden law of success. Time invested with intention always multiplies. When you spend time reading, you grow ideas that lead to new opportunities. When you spend time exercising, you build energy that fuels productivity. When you spend time nurturing relationships, you create a network that supports and uplifts you. Nothing you invest in wisely ever truly disappears. It compounds in unseen ways. But wasted time carries interest too. Negative interest. It builds regret, fatigue, and mischances. The people who rise above aren't necessarily those with better tools or more resources. They're the ones who understand that minutes matter. They know that every decision to focus, to plan, to act is a silent investment. They keep showing up even when no one's watching because they know that consistency, not intensity, builds empires. A single productive day might not change your life, but 1,000 of them will. Each one adds another layer of strength, skill, and success. Most people underestimate what they can build by valuing their time. They think success comes from a single grand effort, when in reality, it's built from small, steady deposits of effort and discipline. Success doesn't crash into your life, it creeps in quietly, disguised as good habits. Those who understand this live differently. They approach their day with purpose. They ask not, what do I have to do today? But, what am I building today? Treating every minute like gold doesn't mean being rigid or joyless. It means being aware. It means understanding that even rest is an investment if it renews your energy. Even leisure has value if it restores your focus. The key is intention, knowing why you do what you do. When every moment has purpose, life stops feeling random. You move with direction. You live with design. Every appointment you accept, every call you take, every task you complete is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. You are the manager of your life's wealth, and your currency is time. You can't save it, you can't borrow it, and you can't earn more of it. You can only spend it wisely. So treat your hours with reverence. Guard your calendar like your future depends on it, because it does. Jim Rohn used to say, time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Every minute you invest with purpose is a seed planted in the garden of your future success. So choose wisely, because one day the world will see the harvest of how you spent your time, and it will either be a field of gold or a patch of regret. And now, my friends, let's bring it home. Every dream you have, every vision burning quietly inside your heart, it's waiting for one thing your time. The future isn't built in years. It's built in hours, in minutes, in moments when you decide to act while others delay, when you decide to focus while others drift, when you choose discipline over distraction. The calendar doesn't lie. It tells the truth about how serious you are about your dreams. Look at your schedule. Look at those days ahead of you. That's your life laid bare. That's not paper and ink. That's your destiny printed in advance. And if you're brave enough, if you're wise enough, you can rewrite it. You can fill those blank spaces with purpose, not procrastination. You can turn those ordinary Mondays and Tuesdays into milestones. Jim Rohn used to say, "The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch." The many watch the clock, the few use it. The many waste their days, the few design them. The many say, "I'll do it tomorrow," while the few whisper, "If not now, when?" You see, success doesn't visit the distracted, it lives with the deliberate. Your life changes the moment you begin to protect your calendar like it's gold. Because it is gold. It's the purest form of wealth you'll ever own. You can't store it in a bank, but you can invest it in your growth, in your family, in your mission. Every minute spent wisely is a seed that will one day grow into freedom. And freedom is the ultimate luxury. Not the kind you wear, but the kind you live. Ask yourself tonight, how am I spending my minutes? Where is my time going? Because your time tells the truth about your values. You can tell me what matters to you, but if I look at your calendar, I'll see what matters to you. If your days are filled with meaningless distractions, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. But if your days are structured with purpose, your dreams will begin to take shape in the real world. Don't let another sunrise come and go while your vision waits in silence. You don't need a new year, a new month, or a new Monday. All you need is a new mindset, a decision to treat time as sacred. Don't just exist in your calendar, command it. Don't just fill it, fortify it. Every block of time should scream intention. Every hour should echo purpose. And when the world comes knocking with distractions, when people say, "Can you do this real quick?" or "It'll only take a minute," remember this, your minute is worth more than gold. Guard it, protect it, because no one else will. The world will take as much as you allow. The difference between the average and the exceptional is how fiercely they defend their time. Imagine your future self watching you right now. Would they thank you for how you're spending your days? Or would they wish you'd started sooner, protected more, focused harder? You owe it to that future version of you, the one living the life you dream of, to start now. To fight for your time as if your success depends on it, because it does. Every no you say to distraction is a yes to destiny. Every time you turn off noise and tune into purpose, you're rewriting your story. You're transforming hours into progress. You're building momentum that can't be stopped. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Focused, fulfilled, free. Jim Rohn once said, "The same wind blows on us all. The difference is how you set your sail. Time is that wind. You can drift aimlessly and let it push you wherever it pleases, or you can grab the ropes, adjust your sails, and steer toward greatness. The choice is yours. Every single day, there will be people who don't understand. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're too strict, too focused, too serious about your schedule. Smile and say, "Yes, I've changed, because I finally realized my time is priceless." You can always make more money. You can always buy more things. But you will never get back this minute, this day, this chance. So take a deep breath and decide, from this moment forward, I will guard my calendar like it's gold. I will stop wasting days waiting for perfect conditions. I will move, plan, and act with intention. I will build habits that honor my dreams. I will stop apologizing for protecting my peace, because my time is not cheap. My time is sacred. And when you start living like that, something miraculous happens. Life starts to respect you back. Opportunities begin to align. People treat you differently. You walk taller, think clearer, act faster. You become a magnet for success because success recognizes discipline. The world steps aside for the one who knows where they're going. So go on. Take your calendar. Look at it not as a planner, but as a promise to your goals, to your growth, to your greatness. Write your future into existence hour by hour, day by day. Let every tick of the clock remind you that time is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally when used with purpose. And when people ask you, what's the secret? You'll smile and say, it's simple. I stopped spending time like it was endless and started investing it like it was gold. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the disciplined, not to the busy, but to the intentional. The world rewards those who respect the clock, who understand that every minute counts, every decision compounds, and every day, if used well, becomes a step toward destiny. So protect your calendar. Guard your time. Design your life. And remember, gold can be stolen, but time cannot be replaced. Spend it wisely, and one day you'll look back and realize every minute was worth it.